7. Barrett outside, the switch. Doncic goes, oh, what a great step! And then he hammers it home. Broke his ankles.
Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to a brand new video. I hope all is well. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. I really do appreciate it. As you guys know, the New York Knicks came out victorious last night, the final score being 112-99 at the Garden versus the Sacramento Kings. And the New York Knicks are now one game over 500 once again. We are currently on a 4-game winning streak. We're 14-13 when it comes to our record, and the 4 games we have won in a row, we have defeated the Cleveland Cavaliers, which is a pretty commanding victory. We were really hounding defensively, and this team has really taken a step forward when it's come to the perimeter defense and even the interior defense as well. So you do have to give credit to the New York Knicks there. Our defense has been atrocious pretty much the entire season, or almost. I'm not going to say entire season because we're still not that many games into the season. But up until this point, or before these last 4 games, you could say the perimeter defense has not been that good. There's still moments guys are open, but it's just way more improved. I feel like there's more communications, knowing when to go under, over screens, telling guys to switch outside on the perimeter. Like, the New York Knicks have definitely done better in that department. You definitely got to give credit. Because we don't have this fantastic offense, you definitely have to be better defensively. And that's one of the main reasons we're capable of going to the playoffs and be that 4th seed. Because, yes, Julius Randle's playing fantastic ball. Derrick Rose was being a beast. But defensively, we were one of the top in the league. And I'm not saying we're going to get to that level once again. We still need to show a level of consistency, but we have definitely been better. So we beat the Cleveland Cavaliers. I understand they had no Jared Allen, but they still have Evan Mobley, who's an absolute stud. They still have Donovan Mitchell. They still have Darius Garland. Like, that's still a good W. And you have to give credit to the New York Knicks. Everyone's saying the Cavs had a bad night. Well, the Knicks found a way to win. I don't care if they had a bad night or not. Like, the Knicks still won that game. The Atlanta Hawks, a game later, obviously no DeJounte Murray. He went out with an injury when it came to that first quarter, an ankle injury. No John Collins, no DeAndre Hunter. So those are huge X factors when it comes to that loss for the Atlanta Hawks. But the New York Knicks still took care of business. It's a next man up mentality. There's no excuses, and those are very quality players. But the Knicks found a way to win, And the thing that was so awesome about the win, it maybe would have been more concerning if all those guys were out and the Knicks barely won, or like we lost that game. But no, the Knicks literally just didn't take their feet off the gas at all, or foot off the gas at all. They still have Trae Young, who's capable of being a one-man show offensively as well. AJ Griffin's been a solid player. You have Capella still. Like, they're still a quality team, but yeah, not having those guys, I'll be real with you guys, it is huge. We beat the Charlotte Hornets after that. They're straight up not good. And then we beat the Sacramento Kings. And I understand they have no De'Aaron Fox, but this isn't the same old Sacramento Kings team. Keegan Murray is a very solid rookie. Malik Monk's a 6th Man of the Year candidate coming off the bench. Davion Mitchell's a damn good defensive player. Sabonis is a very quality player in this league. Like, they have good talent. Or Sabonis, you could say, he's a good player in this league. The Sacramento Kings still have good talent at the end of the day. Kevin Huerter's a solid or very good shooter of the basketball. I'm not sure what his clip is right now, but at one point he was shooting over 45% from 3. Obviously, we knew that wasn't going to stay, but he's still a very good shooter of the basketball. This isn't an old make fun of Sacramento Kings basketball team. And when it comes to this 4-game winning streak, these have all been commanding victories by like 8 or more points. And you see the differences with this team. Obviously, Cam Reddish was a huge thing that a lot of people were upset with, specifically me. I'm not saying Cam Reddish will be a star or anything like that, but I'm like, he has certain attributes that he could bring to this team, such as athleticism, such as finishing at the basket. I'm not saying he's a crazy good defender, but he's a decent defender. We need size as well, especially with Obi Toppin coming out. We need someone to play that 4 position. You take a look at the Sacramento Kings game, we had to play RJ Barrett at the 4 at one point, and you did see for a couple possessions that we really did struggle on the boards as well. So you need a guy of Cam Reddish that's capable of coming in, playing the 4, especially when Randle got ejected in that game. Randle's been playing very good basketball lately. In my opinion, Randle, you could say maybe has to rein in the threes, taking like nearly 10 threes per game in these last 4 games, or it just feels like that lately. Yes, it's awesome when he's making like 3 or 4 of them, but it's like, is he going to be able to keep that up? But I like that he's attacking as well. I love that he's rebounding. I love that he's hounding guys defensively and getting up in guys' jerseys. He's rebounding the ball well. I would say the one thing defensively is that sometimes Randle, he's in the paint when he should be outside on the perimeter defending his man, but maybe that's just the defensive scheme. But there really was no complaints last night. If you just complained about last night's game, you're just looking for something to complain about. But there's been some adjustments when it's come to obviously coming off the bench. McBride has this role now. Derrick Rose is done in New York. We're looking to trade him. I really appreciated what Derrick Rose did here, but he's getting older. We have to look towards the future, and McBride's one of the main reasons our defense has been better. I love D Rose, but he's a step slow defensively. He's obviously getting older. He can get to the basket, but he didn't really look the greatest when he did play. But McBride, his offensive game may never be crazy good. Maybe he's a guy that can occasionally hit a three or work down the lane, but I don't want to label anyone's ceiling. But this man loves picking up guys full court. He's a fantastic on-ball defender. He reads the passing lanes well. He bottles guys up. He knows when to help. There's just a high level of activity that I freaking love from McBride. He just plays with so much energy, plays with so much tenacity. It is freaking amazing to watch. And he's one of the main reasons we've been successful when it's come to this 4-game winning streak, having this player coming off the bench of McBride. Obviously, I could talk about Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes, his three-point shot is still kind of inconsistent, but if you watch last night's game, yes, Quentin Grimes got up in guys' jerseys. He played very well defensively, active hands, very good feet. We saw in the Cleveland game just how well his feet moved. When it came to defending a Donovan Mitchell, his feet are constantly moving. That's something you have to just constantly do when it comes to the defense side of the basketball. Very good footwork. Honestly, think he's an underrated finisher at the basket, but he will be a better shooter if we constantly give him touches. He didn't really get that many touches when it came to the Sacramento Kings game, or last night when it comes to coming off of screens. I feel like we have to run that action. Quentin Grimes may not put up crazy assists or anything like that, but when you see Quentin Grimes with the ball in his hands, he's not looking to always attack. He's not always looking to just be selfish and chuck up a jumper. No, he's like, all right, nothing's there. I'm going to maybe try to break someone down off the dribble. If I don't see an angle, I'm going to kick it out. Or he just makes that extra pass constantly. He has that pass to assist, and him just throwing these chest passes, or even he recognizes guys cutting as well when we occasionally do cut. And that's what I love about Grimes as well. He's not just standing in one spot. He's not stationary. He's moving without the basketball. We'll see him cut back door at times. That's the way he gets buckets. We could talk about his potential shooting, and we have to get him involved more in that action. But obviously we love his defense, but his passing is extremely underrated, and he's not just someone that's a stationary shooter. He looks to drive. Like I mentioned, he looks to cut as well, but he's an underrated athlete. We have seen him get up as well, and I was actually surprised with his athleticism when it's come to a dunk this season, that two-handed slam he had versus the Charlotte Hornets. So he's someone that likes to attack strong. He knows how to use the rim and backboard for his protection. He has solid touch, but I really love what he's really brought when it's come to just bringing really this level of it being contagious when it's come to the ball movement, because it was just straight up non-existent at the beginning of the season. Maybe you could say, only 19 assists. Randall could hold on to the ball too long, but you see RJ how his progression's been when it's come to passing the ball. Evan Fournier would chuck up these deep twos, put up these floaters instead of looking to make the right read out there on the floor. So Grimes has definitely been an upgrade when it's come to that department. Definitely defensively, he brings more to the table than an Evan Fournier. People are going to look at Fournier's just shooting and all that, but Grimes, I do think, will get there. Not saying he's going to end up averaging nearly 20 per game this season, but you see what Grimes truly brings to the table when you watch the games. Him dribble penetrating, finding Mitch, making the extra pass. I really appreciate what he's brought to the table. And I'll say the New York Knicks are getting the most out of their team right now when it comes to Tom Thibodeau. And what I mean by fulfilling our potential or really showing what this team can be, I'm not saying a championship level team or anything like that. It's just the New York Knicks are playing good basketball. Yes, maybe when it comes to offensively, there may not be any creativity, or it may not be like a Nick Nurse that he tries new things and that type of thing. But under Tom Thibodeau, with McBride coming off the bench, changing some things up, and maybe it's just because Obi is out, but Jericho Sims is getting action. I know Hartenstein's our backup center, but he's tried Sims. He tried Sims and Hartenstein together. You could say he was kind of just forced to do that because there wasn't really any other rotation options. Maybe Cam Reddish, but Cam Reddish, it just seems like he's absolutely done in New York. But I do like that Sims can set screens. I like that he could roll to the basket. RJ's been playing some solid basketball lately. There still needs to be a level of consistency, but I've loved his passing. I've loved the balanced attack of scoring but distributing the basketball at the same time. Last night, a lot of adversity when Julius Randle got ejected. Jalen Brunson went down with this ankle injury, and that can change this winning streak. We play the Chicago Bulls next on Wednesday, and then we play them again on Friday. So we play the Bulls Wednesday and Friday, so that's very interesting. So maybe this 4-game winning streak, or this winning streak, or maybe we go downhill with a Brunson injury, because Brunson's definitely been the stable, hard-nosed guy, and he had 18 points last night. He was on pace to get even more. Maybe he could have like a 25-point night or something like that, and he did struggle with his efficiency before this game. But he's someone that just plays extremely tough. He knows how to get to his spots, knows how to get to the basket and draw fouls. Even if his shot doesn't fall, he can make very solid reads out there on the floor. Like I mentioned before, he's not a pass-first point guard, but he does make passes in big-time moments that I do appreciate about Jalen Brunson. Jalen Brunson, yeah, that'll be huge, like, because he had this ankle injury. Julius Randle gets ejected. Like, Randle's been playing good ball, but he needs to keep his emotions in check. He can't let his emotions get the best of him. He got ejected in that game. RJ had to run the 4 at one point as well, but RJ got key buckets. He really did. He had 27 points, I believe, last night. He had very good body control when getting to the basket, fit through this tight window of like Sabonis and was able to get there. And I love that. Yes, we can talk about his three-point shooting. It's really been bad. Like, he needs to get better from the outside. Like, these are wide open shots. He's changed his shooting pocket and all that. Finishing is still inconsistent, but I thought he was decent last night at that. But I like that he's drawing fouls, because this is something we weren't able to say in the past. Like, he's making his free throws this year. And defensively, though, that still has work to do. You're going to have really nice moments. Like, he had a nice block last night. He made some solid defensive plays, but still, like games before, when it comes to chasing guys off the three-point line, or his footwork could be really just unorganized, or could be really sloppy. He runs to defend the three-point line, someone just beats him right off the dribble. He's out of position. So RJ, I'm kind of to the point, I don't think he's going to be a star. People may still have those aspirations, but he could still be a very, very quality player in this league that could help impact winning. Maybe he is a star one day, but I just don't see it personally. But that doesn't mean he can't be a good player. I still think he could be a good player as long as his motor's on and he's competing at a very high level. Another thing, Mitchell Robinson, my goal for him was to snag 10 rebounds per game. He's not at that. He's averaging like 8.2 right now, but he's been rebounding the ball better. I think he's been a lot better when it's come to the boards, especially when it's come to like higher competition. When it comes to rebounding the basketball, he did pretty good against Steven Adams. I know he had 7 rebounds in that game, but like a ton of them were offensive rebounds. The Atlanta Hawks game, Clint Capella's a physical big dude. He had over 10 rebounds in that game. He had huge offensive rebounds. So yeah, you have to give credit to Mitchell Robinson for sure. Keep it up, rebounding the basketball. He did foul out last game though, or last night. So he does still have games that he needs to be more disciplined, but he's definitely been a force. He's been a beast on the offensive boards, giving us these second chance opportunities, which I really do appreciate about Mitchell Robinson. Again, I'm not saying this team's going to be going to the second round or going to even the Eastern Conference Finals, but the Knicks, they do look like they're playing better basketball, or they're kind of fulfilling their potential of maybe potentially what they can be under Tom Thibodeau. Again, under Tom Thibodeau. There's certain things you won't see out of Tibbs, but I've liked the way the New York Knicks have played. I've liked the bench. I like McBride's energy. Quickly, he's been playing some solid ball as well. Defensively, he's stronger. You know, it's another year in the league, and his shot's going to be inconsistent, but I feel like his finishing has been better as well. It sucks Obi's hurt. Randle, obviously, he got ejected. Brunson, that's going to be huge, like to see the status when it comes to his ankle injury. But let me know down below your thoughts on the New York Knicks when it's come to these last 4 games. We have the Chicago Bulls next. We've definitely been playing solid ball. Again, I'm not saying we're going to be a contender or anything like that, but what are your thoughts? Let me know down below your thoughts. Peace out, y'all.